I am supposed to be writing an essay right now, but more important things in life than essays, and one of those is, wait for it, you can probably guess what this is going to be, but books. Hi guys, so this lovely pile of 6 books off to my right here are books I've either read or bought while at uni, so let's get started. The first one is A Feast for Crows, which is the 4th Game of Thrones book. Well, technically it's the 5th, because the 3rd book was split into 2, but 4th, 5th. And so I finally finished this because I started it before uni, and it was okay. It kind of drags a bit in some places, and I think I getting to the stage like I just need a break from the whole world, because I've basically just read the books back to back during the summer. But out of the books I've read so far in the series, I would say the second one has been my favourite. The second book is the first one I'm going to show you out of the 4 that I got from Waterstones. Part inspired by Needing Cheering Up, part inspired by, it was around the time of the Books in My Bag campaign. Unfortunately, when I asked for a bag that said Books in My Bag on it, they didn't have any left, so that was sad. But the first one, which I've nearly finished, is The Year of the Flood by Margaret Atwood. The only other Atwood book I've read is A Handmaid's Tale, and that was for my English A-level. But I've really enjoyed this. I'm 2/3 rather the way through. And from the blurb, it suggests it's kind of like a post-apocalyptic situation, but right now most of what's gone is actually like the lead up to what's happening before the whole apocalypse stuff happens. But it's been really interesting. It took me a while to get into it, but that's because it took me a while for Atwood's style to grow on me, but now I really love it. It's kind of very wry and knowing and dry, but it's brilliant. She's a great author and Canadian. The second book I got from Waterstones, and the third book I have to show you today, is a little known book called Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I remember when these covers came out earlier this year, and I think quite a few people didn't like them, but I actually love them. Like, I like the neoniness and the colours, and I love the spine as well. I love the font and the way that you've got the orange and the white, and unfortunately the camera probably isn't picking up all the detail of like picture of the dragon on the cover, and it feels really smooth as well. I've also been reading it. I think this will be like my 3rd time reading Goblet of Fire. I've never actually owned a copy before, I just got it from the library, but I'm just about to start chapter 7, called Bagman and Crouch. Book number 4 is A Visit from the Goon Squad. Haven't actually started it yet, but I remember when it came out there was a lot of noise around it, and it won the Pulitzer Prize of Fiction 2011, and I like the cover, which unfortunately did have an influence, but it just sounds really interesting. That's kind of vague. English teachers hated me, like, oh, this book was really interesting, but I will have more when I've actually read it. Book number 5 is Cat's Cradle by Vonnegut. I've never actually read anything by Vonnegut before, but what I have read is a book called The Last Interview, which is like a collection of interviews that he did during his lifetime, and I found it so interesting. I don't know what made me pick that book up, because it was kind of weird that I read his interviews without ever actually reading any of his books, but now it's like one of my favourite books that I own. So I really wanted to read a book by him, and I thought I would get this one since it's relatively short, so it'll be a nice introduction, and I think the plot is something to do with the atomic bomb, which he talks about quite a lot in some of his interviews, so I'm looking forward to reading this. And the last one, which I'm very excited to show you, it's a book that I've been waiting for ages, and I ordered it as soon as it came out from Amazon, is Hyperbole and a Half, and I'm going to have to read the title here because it's ridiculously long. Hyperbole and a Half. Unfortunate situations, flawed coping mechanisms, mayhem, and other things that happened, and it's by Allie, Brosh, who runs the blog Hyperbole and a Half. You should definitely check it out. It's brilliant. I particularly love her writing with depression, and it's like the blog, it's a mix of like cartoon stuff and writing. Oh, it smells really good as well. I haven't probably smelt it. It's like a comic, kind of. And yeah, so I was reading interviews with her, and apparently half of the material in the book is new and half is what's been previously on her blog. I haven't actually started reading this yet because I'm going home tomorrow and I've got a long, well, not that long, I've got a train journey, so I'm going to read this then, and I'm looking forward to it. So basically, let me know if you read any good books lately, and I hope all of you guys are doing well. Bye.